Hi everybody, this is Maria with SweetSerenityStamping.com, and today I have for you this sweet little box. And when I say sweet little box, I mean it's a sweet little box. As you can see, it says, "Oh my goodies." I love this sentiment. I love this whole stamp set. I think it's so cute. Has matching framelits to go with it. And this is the new oval punch. It's not the new oval punch, but it's an oval punch that punches this out. And I can't wait to show you this. Now, I am calling this my envelope box, and the reason why I call this my envelope box is because when you turn it this way, it's an envelope. The only thing different I did was made it a little bit wider to compensate what I have in here, which is something yummy. So anyways, I have a Velcro piece that goes right underneath this end here, so I can just open it up. I did that for video sake purposes, so I can show you how to get the candy bar in and out. If I was giving this to somebody, I would go ahead and I would seal this and make a permanent seal. Use some sticky strip, make a permanent seal just like an envelope. Or you can go ahead and you can slide this little piece of ribbon across there and it will hold that piece so it won't open up. So there's a couple different ways that you can do this, and I like mine up here, which makes it a little bit different in the back, but that's okay with me. I don't mind that. So that's a few different ways that you can do it. Like I said, if I was giving to somebody that was a permanent gift, I'd go ahead and I'd seal this straight up and give that to them, and it looks just like an envelope. I love it. So what I'm going to do is reveal what's inside here. So let's take off the ribbon, lay this out, and we will turn this over, and of course, like I said, I have a piece of Velcro right here, as you can see, and I have another one right here, and you can barely see it. And this is what it reveals. KitKat bar. So I will not do any more singing. That's about as far as it's going to go. But anyways, this is a KitKat bar. I think it's amazing to be able to give this to somebody. I think it's absolutely cute. So why not give somebody that you has a little birthday, just a little something to give to somebody, or just to say thank you. So anyway, I'm going to open this back up and get that KitKat back out of here because we are going to use that. I don't know if I will be able to use this ribbon. I'll be able to put this ribbon on again. We'll just see how it goes because I've already done this 3 times and the ribbon went on perfectly fine, but you know, when I do videos, there it goes. Sometimes it doesn't always work when you do videos, but that's it right there. So let's put this aside. Let's put this KitKat aside. I'm so wanting some chocolate right now. We are going to be using our envelope punch board to make this box, and I love this because if you are a card person anybody who loves to make cards, this is a must for you. Any size card that you make, it will make any size envelope. It also makes bows and boxes, so I love this. Multi-purpose little tool. So what we want to do is we want to start off with an 8 by 8 inch piece of Whisper White. And we will be doing some scoring and some punching along the way. I will just lay this right here. We will also need a piece of, this is Sweet Taffy Designer Series paper. And of course, as you can see, I have a theme of polka dots happening here just because I'm going to use this stamp, which has, let me see, bring it in there, polka dots. So that's why I kept with the polka dot theme. This piece here is 5 1/8 by 3 3/4. So basically, these are the only 2 pieces we will be needing, except for some scrap Whisper White, which I have already stamped with, and I will show you that here in just a little bit. We'll get to that later. So right now what we want to do is we want to take our 8 by 8, we want to put it in the machine, and we want to put it to the 4 1/8 line, okay, which is just a tiny bit right after the 4 1/8. We want to punch and we want to score. Okay, the next one we want to do is we want to move it over to the 4 7/8 inch mark, punch and score. We will be doing this all the way around. Turn your paper just 90 degrees, match it up with your first score mark. Now I know this is white, might be kind of hard to see, but you want to match this little pin with your first score mark. Okay, we have 2 score marks there. Match it up with the first one, Let me get that. I have a glare, so I can't really tell, but I'm hoping I'm doing this right. Punch and score. You want to move to the second line, your second score mark, and you want to punch, and you want to score. Whoops. Don't score off. Turn it over again. Do the exact same thing. Go ahead and get it lined up. I think that's lined up. Like I said, I have a bad glare. I can't really see on this light right now. Punch and score. Okay, move it over to the 4 7/8 again, or your second score mark, which is right here. So move it over, punch, and score. And we have one more. Line it up with that first score mark. Okay. And you want to, a little bit more. I can see I was off a little bit because, like I said, this has a glare on it. Punch and score. And try to match it up with this little, kind of little indent here. Try to match it up as best as possible. Okay, do it again. Let me see if I can get it. Like I said, it's kind of hard for me to see on this white. Punch and score. Okay, so now this is what we have. You can see that right there is where it's going to go in our little KitKat. So now what I want to do is I want to turn it over. Okay, I hope you can see I'm turning it over. And I want to give it a punch. Let's give it another punch because I didn't get it in there right. Punch it. And basically all we are doing is rounding off these corners. So now we can get this out of the way and move our scraps. So now we have 2 smaller sections and 2 bigger sections. What we want to do, well, let's go ahead and score on our fold marks, our score lines first. Let's go ahead and do a little vernishing. That's easier to do before we start cutting. I've done it both ways, where I have cut first and then scored. This might be a little bit easier for you guys to score and, you know, get these things varnished and then cut. So let's go ahead and finish this up. Make sure you get a pretty good crease on these little score marks. You want your box pretty crisp. Okay. Now, like I said, we have 4 little tiny flaps right here. They're small. They're 4 little tiny squares on each end. We want to save 2, and we want to cut 2 of them off. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and we will just cut down right here. Just cut down to that score mark on this side. Cut down to the score mark on this side. Okay? Turn it around, and you want to just cut these 2 corners off. It doesn't matter which 2 corners you do. You just need to cut them 2 off. Okay, let's get this last one. Okay, so now we have something that looks like this. Now, our box, these little flaps right here, okay, are going to be going inside like this. Okay, so inside like this. So what you want to do is you want to put a couple little pieces of tape right here, and I'm going to use sticky strip because it's heavy. You can use your tumble glue. I prefer to use the sticky strip. I'm going to put 2 small little pieces on those corners. I don't recommend that you use snail. It just won't hold. It'll fall apart on you, and you don't want anything falling apart. So now we have these little pieces on here, and I'm going to get my little tool here so I can easily get this paper off. Sometimes it doesn't want to work for me always. And we will go ahead and take both sides off. And now what you want to do is you want to take these little tabs, okay, and you want to fold them in, as you can see. So basically you're forming a box. And so when you think you got them pretty good, give it a little pressing. Do the same thing with this side. Go ahead, match up your little corners and give it a press. Okay, so basically this is what our box is starting to look like right here. Okay, now what you want to do next is you can take your KitKat bar, okay, and you can lay it in there if you want to. It's up to you, but you can see how this box is starting to form. If you don't want this extra piece of this little extra here, if you want to cut it off, kind of almost like a real envelope has, they cut it off, just go ahead and cut a piece off. You can do it with your scoreboard, your trimmer. You can go ahead. I am just going to eyeball it a little bit. Might be a little bit crooked. I'll just trim off a little bit more. And this does not have to be perfect by no means because it's going in the inside of the box. Nobody's really gonna mess with it too much. So put your KitKat bar back in there. Okay, this is what it's gonna look like. So now what you want to do is you want to take some more score tape and you want to just put it on this flaps right here, these, but inside. Okay, these inside flaps, because you need to close this box up a little bit. So I'm going to get a piece right here. I'm going to get some sticky strip and I'm going to put it, hopefully I didn't make this too long, which I think I did, and if I did I'll just cut a little bit of it off. But put it in the inside of this box, and I did get it a little bit too long. So I'm just going to snip. Okay, so now you have that strip inside the box. You can take your candy out if you want to, and you not have to do this while you're doing your taping. It's up to you. It doesn't bother me any, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the tape in there while the KitKat bar is in there. So now I'm going to put this piece of tape here, and I am going to lay it down here, and hopefully I didn't make this one too long, and I did just a tad. So I'm going to snip just a little bit of it off, and there you go. So now we have our sticky strip on there, and like I said, this sticky strip will hold this box. It will not come apart. So now we want to take our little tool, see if we can get underneath there a little bit, pull these little tabs off. I hope I'm in frame so you can see what I'm doing, and pull this little tab off. Okay. And then we will go ahead, put those flaps in, okay, and turn this down like this. And there you go. Now you have almost your envelope right there. So next thing you want to do is you just want to close this. Now, like I told you before, you can either take your ribbon or put a piece of Velcro, or permanently seal it if you want to. I am not going to permanently seal this. I'm probably going to put at least, well, for now, I'm just going to, let's just let it go, because if I put a sticky thing here, like I said, I bought these Velcro things. These are 3/8 of an inch. That's what I use. The Velcro is 3/8 of an inch if you want to put a piece of Velcro there. These things, when reading the back, said it took 24 hours to cure. I'm thinking 24 hours to cure, which means that it takes 24 hours to permanently stick to paper. And it's like, I don't have 24 hours to have that permanently stick to paper, so I couldn't show you how to put that on there. I'm going to my local craft store to see if there's a different kind of 3/4 of an inch Velcro that I can use instead of those, because that was just not going to work for me. So basically, I'm just going to turn this box over, and we are going to continue. So what we have next is that pretty little sweet taffy paper. I love this sweet taffy paper. And we will get our snail, and we'll put this on and pull it at the ends so they don't come up, and then we will line this box, get it as centered as possible, line this box up, and now we have that on there. Now we can take, which I have, is a piece of, this is the seam binding. This is Whisper White seam binding. It's a 1/2 inch, and because I don't have my box shut, I'm just going to go ahead and we are going to hopefully tie a halfway decent bow. And if we don't get a halfway decent bow, I will fix it after this video because sometimes I can get a good bow, sometimes I can't. It all depends. And of course, you know, being on camera, I won't get a good bow. I never can get a good bow when I'm filming. Of course, what did I end up doing is an upside down bow. Oh, look at that. How cute is that? But you know what? We're just going to push this tight. Let me go ahead and do it this way. Pull it tight So, like I said, you guys take a little bit more time with your bow than I am. I don't have time to really play with my bow too much. And it doesn't matter. We will just slide it up this way. Not a huge big deal. So there is somewhat of a bow. But like I said, don't worry too much. You can move it over a little bit. I'm going to just cut this piece off just a little bit because it was too long. And there's our bow. Okay, see, not a great bow, but I will fix it afterwards. Now, what I want to show you is I stamped the sentiment, which, like I said, oh my goodies. I stamped it twice, and I will show you the reason why I stamped it twice. What I'm going to show you first is this is the stamp set that I did it with, and it's called Oh My Goodies. Oh, and I love it. Happy umpteenth birthday, big thanks for being you, oh my goodies, and live well, laugh hard, love big. I love the stamp set. I am in love with it. There's not too many things that I'm not in love with when it comes to Stampin' Up! Products. They're amazing. And we also have these framelits, and they're called Deco Label framelits, and I will take that out and show you. This is what they look like, if I can get this open. Okay, and I took this first one here, and I laid it over this. Okay, so the first one here, laid it over that, ran this through my Big Shot, and I came out with this piece here. Okay, so that's how you get that cut out. You have to use your framelits to do that. And what I ended up doing is I ended up using the Blackberry Bliss ink because unfortunately this is raspberry rich raspberry, excuse me, rich raspberry. I did not have rich raspberry ink, so I used the Blackberry Bliss, and I mean, you put these two together, it's pretty good. They're a little bit off, but not much. I think it looked perfectly fine. So anyways, I ran this through my Big Shot. I put a few dimensionals on it. I'm going to take the second one, and I'm going to get my oval punch. This is the 1 3/4 by 7/8 oval punch, if you can see it. And I'm just going to cut out where it says, oh my goodies. Like I said, the things you can do with the stamp set and the punches are amazing. So I just popped that out. Okay, so this one here, on the floor, toss it away. So what you want to do now is you want to put a few dimensionals on the back of that. We'll just put a couple. Okay, and we'll take this off right here, and we will go ahead and we'll put this across where it says, oh my goodies. We are just like that. So now we have a little bit more dimension. I love dimension on any kind of box, any kind of card. If I can do it, I will do it. So now it gives it a little more dimension. See that? So now I'm going to pull this off. And like I said, this is what I mean by how this ribbon can close this box. See? And you don't need anything else. You don't need nothing else. This turn it this way to look like, see? You don't need anything else. It holds. And then you can go ahead and you can put your oh my goodies, like I said, put them up here if you want it further up here. And I kind of angled it a little bit. Or you can, like I said, move this ribbon up a little bit. Have all my goodies down there. And it's still staying closed, but not very well. But like I said, if I would permanently stick some of the sticky strip, put it across here, and permanently seal that. But for time's sake on the video, and I'm just going to leave this like this. It doesn't see, it holds it. So there you go. That is my project for today, and I will go ahead. I got some little dimensional backings here. So these are the two that I made, and I love this. How can you not love to give this to somebody? You know, just a little thank you. You know, anything you want to give to somebody, put it in a box. You know, and that says oh my goodies on here. It was perfect for that little KitKat, and actually it was a big KitKat that was in there, not the little one. So I would love if somebody handed this to me right now because I can go for a piece of chocolate. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed my project. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to come see me and to let me show you how to do this. If you would do me a great big favor, go to the right hand side of my blog and you can put your email address in, and you can follow me with all of my great up-and-coming projects. Underneath this video there will be a link of all the little kinds of supplies that you can use to make this here, and you can click on one of those and it'll take you to the shop button. So you can go to stampinup.com and you can be shopping right to get all your good supplies. Or you can go to the top of my blog and it has a shop button up there, and you can click on that and you can shop from there. So anyways, I hope everybody's having a great day. Thanks again for stopping by and seeing my project, and I will see you next time. Bye!